ever stop to think how your smart thermostat talks to your phone, even when you're miles away from home? Well, there's a secret, silent language that billions of devices are speaking all the time. Today, we're going to learn it. It's called MQTT.
I mean, think about it. It's like trying to have a coherent conversation at a massive, chaotic party where everyone's whispering. That's the challenge for the Internet of Things, right? You've got billions of these tiny devices, a lot of them running on batteries, and they're all trying to communicate over networks that can be, well, pretty unreliable. So how on earth do you build a reliable conversation in the middle of all that chaos?
The answer, it turns out, is a protocol that was designed from the ground up for exactly this challenge, MQTT. And the whole idea behind it isn't about being big and powerful. No, it's about being incredibly efficient, super lightweight, and simple enough to run on the absolute smallest of devices.
Okay, so here's the official definition from the OASS specification. Now, the key phrase to latch onto here is publish/subscribe. That's the core mechanism, and we're going to break that down in just a sec. But also notice these other crucial phrases. Small code footprint and network bandwidth is at a premium. This is really the DNA of MQTT. It's all about maximum efficiency, especially in these really constrained environments.
So how does MQTT actually work its magic? It uses this absolutely brilliant system called the publish/subscribe model. The best way to think about it is like a magazine subscription. You don't call the journalist every single day asking for the latest story, right? Of course not. You just subscribe to the magazine, and the publisher delivers it to you and all the other subscribers whenever it's ready. MQTT does the exact same thing, just with data. Now, at the heart of this entire system is a central server, and we call it the broker. In our magazine analogy, this is kind of like the post office or the central newsstand. It's the hub that manages absolutely everything, taking in all the messages and making sure they get to precisely the right subscribers.
Let's actually see this in action, make it a little more real. Imagine you have a smart garage. Your phone app, that's one client. It subscribes to a topic. Let's call it garage/door/status. Then the sensor on the garage door, which is another client, publishes a message, say closed, to that very same topic. The broker sees this message come in, checks its list of who's subscribed to that topic, and boom, it forwards the message straight to your app. Simple as that.
And here is the really crucial part. This is the magic. The sensor on the door has no idea your phone app even exists. And your app, it doesn't know or care about the sensor. They only talk to the broker about a specific topic. This is called decoupling, and it is incredibly powerful. It means you can have one sensor publish a single message that goes out to 10 or 100 or even 1,000 different subscribers, all without changing a single thing in the system.
Okay, so this all sounds fantastic in a perfect world with a perfect network connection. But what happens when reality hits? What if a sensor sends a supercritical alert, but the Wi-Fi is patchy and the connection keeps dropping? How does MQTT handle the messy, unreliable nature of the real world? Well, this is where MQTT truly shines. It has a system built right in for reliability, and it's called quality of service, or QoS for short. And this isn't some one-size-fits-all thing. Nope. It's a really flexible system that lets you, the developer, choose the exact level of importance for each and every message that gets sent.
This chart breaks down the 3 QoS levels perfectly. You've got QoS 0, which is basically fire and forget. You send the message once and just hope for the best. It's great for non-critical stuff, like maybe an ambient temperature reading every few minutes. Then there's QoS 1. This guarantees the message arrives at least once. You might get a duplicate message, but you for sure won't miss it. Perfect for important alerts. And then you have QoS 2.
QoS 2 is the gold standard of reliability. It guarantees that the message arrives exactly once. No duplicates, no lost messages, period. And as the official spec says right here, this is for your absolutely mission-critical systems, like billing, where any kind of error could be really costly. It ensures total data integrity, even when the network is doing its best to be unreliable.
So we've seen how MQTT works, and we've seen how it stays reliable. But why does any of this actually matter? Well, it matters because MQTT is pretty much the invisible backbone of our entire connected world. Seriously, from smart homes and connected cars, all the way up to massive industrial automation systems, this simple, efficient little protocol is what makes it all possible. So let's just recap the MQTT advantage real quick. It's incredibly lightweight, so it's perfect for small devices. Its publish-subscribe model lets you do massive one-to-many communication and totally decouples your applications for way more flexibility. And its quality of service levels give you the exact amount of reliability you need for any task, all while keeping network traffic to an absolute minimum.
When you boil it all down, the main thing to take away is that MQTT is way more than just another protocol. It's really a fundamental design philosophy for how to communicate in a world with billions and billions of connected devices. It's the enabler. It's what makes the entire Internet of Things a practical reality.
So the next time your smart device just works seamlessly, you'll know the secret language it's probably speaking. And the only question left is, now that you know the language, what smart conversations will you build? Thanks for joining.